But we are underway, and in these bracket flags, you remember, as we've discussed countless times now, our dungeons are roughly in the same spot. They're just not where they're supposed to be. So, level 3 here is both of our runners are heading that way. Could be any of our.
And it looks like we're getting some early bomb farming with some blue mob.
And Syscrusher gets the lucky drop. Toasty Muffin, not so lucky. Just a recap of what we are racing for tonight.
And syscrusher is noping out at number 6. Vanilla 3.
And, well, there's a key door there for 1, and 2, it's level 6. We'll be back. There's no reason to smash your head into that wall just yet.
No, there isn't. And did you happen to see that the middle secret there?
I got a glance at it. It wasn't horrible. It was like 39. It's not a bad medium secret at all.
One low, one down from the max, so you can't beat.
Yeah, no, you can't beat that at all. As we find Toasty's doing some shopping here, just getting general knowledge of what's going on. And syscrusher's got level 2 here. Candle 60 or 76, arrows 78 in the rare shop. That does give us some information here as far as where our shopping is going to be done. Dongos, yay. We'll get some free bombs off of this pack here. Just a reminder, if syscrusher wins here, he'll be facing Alsoa in the next round. If Toasty Muffins wins, we'll go to game 3. Winner still gets Alsoa. Ooh, we have a segmented 2.
It comes up into the blue whiz robes. Ow.
Yeah, this is not fun. So, wizards are traditionally in your later dungeons, and syscrusher's just not far enough inside that door, and Uncle Wizzy wants a hug. Yeah, usually wizards are in the later dungeons. Never a good time when they're hanging out in 2. Just never fun.
So there's a little argument going around there, Nor. Do you prefer wizards on the overworld or the under?
I personally like wizards on the overworld. Yes, you may get sniped and screen scrolling can be a thing, but I would much rather deal with dark nuts. Oh, as we find the raft here in 2. Oh, wow.
We got one piece of the puzzle already.
Well, back to what we were saying on the wizards. Wizards in the underworld mean you're less likely to need... wand is more valuable. Because almost every enemy except for wizards can be killed by wand. So, finding wand now is a deal. And the really only other enemy that you're going to find then in the underworld potentially is Lionels that cause you problems. Yes, dark nuts aren't a ton of fun to fight. Oh, and Toasty gets eaten by a Dodongo. But it gives you some chances to avoid them. And if you can screen scroll, it's even better.
And there's one more bonus of having wizards on the overworld. There are no items that are going to drop from it, so you don't ever have to worry about it.
Yeah, you're not killing a 6-pack for your, ladder, raft, whatever.
And name that ink blot there.
That's we're playing Tetris apparently. Now we've got Lionels in the underworld. We've got wizards. Let's hope we didn't get the trifecta. I haven't seen them yet, but dark nuts would be bad.
I haven't seen that either, but it's still early in the race, and we don't know what's under 9 yet. So, and Toasty Muffin getting his right.
Yeah, both of our runners get that raft. We'll see if either one of them decide to cash that in early. I'm a huge fan of if I find an item such as raft, recorder, candle, cashing that in early, get that dungeon information. It's either going to be a dungeon you can't do anything about, or it could be level 1 hiding with the white sword, the bow, and the silvers. And you're just in a good day.
And there's really no reason not to, because you got to hit it up anyways.
Well, the one reason not to at this point would be is if you wanted to make your routing to the 2 Take Any caves to pick up and get your 5 hearts, see what's in Vanilla 2, and go up to the White Sword in Vanilla 5. You might consider holding off on the raft because that's going to give you a better quantity of items per moment, per se. And yes, beefy wall masters are not the worst enemy. Beefy keys are the absolute worst enemy you can find. No one likes beefy keys.
And it looks like Syscrusher is going to be fighting the boss for the Triforce and 2 orange Wizrobes. And there it is.
Yeah, he's going to check this last room here and see if it's the second item before probably picking that up and then either going to finish off the segment. Oh, it's the any key. This is not a bad 2. Wizrobes are never fun, but that's going to solve a lot of problems. Fun. Yeah.
So Syscrusher picking up his first Triforce at 7 minutes.
And Toasty will be pretty close behind here. Syscrusher's probably going to head over to the Forgotten Spot, check some of the shops, and probably give us our Armos item check as Toasty gets toasted. That's kind of rough.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I did a thing. And Toasty's had enough of this too, which is interesting knowing that the Iniki's in here. I don't disagree with getting out of here after dealing with some of this. Go get a different item. Go look at a different dungeon. See if you can get a little bit of sanity. Because right now you're just getting wrecked by Wizrobes and you're just not... You're losing time.
No, I don't disagree with that whatsoever.
Now, what's interesting here is we do have the Armos Shuffle on. Syscrusher's going to be able to come into this particular staircase here and pick up the item. That's the medium secret. So that tells us that our Armos item is in the forest in that northern Armos, kind of right next to level 2. Toasty's going to get that same information here as we're going to discover what's hiding in level 6 tonight. Ooh.
And it's number 1.
So our runners have found level 1, level 2, and level 6 already. This is really the dream as far as dungeon goes. And an early map. That's... Oh, well... You're less happy about that map than you were a minute ago.
Name that ink block.
Now, so the way level 1 works is, and you saw Syscrusher put that bomb to the south there, and it didn't blow open. All the rooms in 1 that are connected will bomb open, except for if there's an old man, Zelda's room, or the staircase on the right side. So what we have there is we either have, and it's not likely to be Zelda's room because of where it's located. That is probably an old man room sitting there just taunting Syscrusher. You can't go south. A good thing here for Toasty Muffins is that we're seeing a lot of key drops, which for whatever reason seems to happen. So we find the power bracelet on the floor here in 1. Not necessarily the most useful item depending on where dungeons are located, but it does allow for some decent transportation.
Still a good early game item to pick up, that's for sure.
Yeah, it gains in value depending on where level 9 is. If level 9 is up in vanilla 5 spot, it gains a lot of value because you can quickly up A and get to 9 from any dungeons. We've got the staircase here, and oh my, this scene.
We got the red ring. Defense up.
Syscrusher making all the right plays. Toasty Muffin missing the key, the any key in the Triforce out of 2 right now. Not necessarily being hurt by that though yet. And I was saying we're seeing a lot of key drops in this dungeon. We haven't seen anything that would just drain keys yet. Now the bottom half of this one could absolutely change the course of that. Hello, Blue Land Mola. No, thank you. Red rings. This room is still not fun on 3 hearts, but syscrusher's going to clip into the block here and get this kill pretty good.
I have seen so many deaths tonight with these blue danger noodles. It is unbelievable.
They're evil, and I don't care. Oh, don't get off the block, syscrusher. As much as it's killing you to stand there, they will come and they will kill you. Now, the only reason why he might get off the block here is if he gets one of them and tries to run out the door. I got a question. Toasty was into, it's full of wizrobes, and he decided to get out of there for a little bit. Toasty's got the same problem here, we'll see, and there's the heart container. So that takes care of level 1's item pool. Toasty's going to take the more direct route here. He does know the trick to leave the room, come back in, and your problems are solved. And this will make syscrusher's life much easier. Instead of having to guess, oh, it's just down. But we're going to keep exploring.
Not sure. Locked on this. Do you think he does? He know? Do you think he knows he's got all 3, or do you think he forgot one? And speaking of which, Toasty Muffin picking up his Triforce out of.
Yeah, very easily you could mismark the heart. I could definitely see you mismarking the heart. Yeah, that's very easy thing to do. You just forget that, oh yeah, I picked up an item. And yeah, it happens. Yeah, the bracelet too. Either one of those things could easily be forgotten. They're not he could also be looking for a bomb pack, though I really wouldn't necessarily consider that at this moment. I think this is just I don't remember that I picked the item up and we're going through and trying to clear rooms.
That has to be it, because he's not going after the Triforce right away. He's trying to get down to that lower last room.
And Toast's making the play for 6. Red ring, 4 hearts. Hello, Dark Nuts.
I think that makes the trifecta.
Well, they're not all in the same dungeon. That would just be evil. But yeah, our underworld is not pretty. That red ring is going to pay off here. But yeah, I believe syscrusher's kind of looking at his map now going, I've been in every room. What did I do wrong? And 95 for the bomb upgrade. Toasty's going to take it. Oh, he's going to pick it up. I like this. Still haven't touched the large secrets. So, knowing that
for 5 extra bombs, you can't beat that.
No, that's a great price too. Especially with Dark Nuts and Wizrobes in the Underworld. Give me bombs. So we'll see what syscrusher decides to do now here. He's got a couple options. Vanilla 2, he can go pick up the 2 heart containers on the way to the White Sword Cave. That brings him by level 2 and level 5 as well. Get an idea of what's in there. And I think that's kind of where syscrusher's headed right now. Also, 1 HP Red Gurias. Thank you. Bombs for days.
For giving them a hard Underworld, the game has definitely given them a nice little breather there with the one-hit Guri.
Yeah, I mean, and we're getting a little HUD clip here from syscrusher. I like this. I always love watching this. I can't do it myself, but it's so much fun to watch. Until the Wizrobes do it to you. We're going to check here on our coast item. And, oh, well, it's just a blue thing. Alright. Moving.
Scrap metal.
I highly doubt we're coming back for that at any point, especially with the Underworld. Yes, it works on Lionel's, but that's about it. So syscrusher is going to give us our first look at the Armos item and what's in Vanilla 2. Toasty's got a staircase here in 6. Likely the transport, just because it's 6. Oh, white sword!
That's definitely a nice little helper. With the red ring, I think syscrusher is going to be sitting comfortably for a while there. And we got 9 in Vanilla 2.
That's probably one of my least favorite spots for 9. It's kind of out of the way. Yeah, you can record 8's spot, but it's very... I don't like it as much. I'd much rather have 9 in a different spot. It kind of cuts off one of your free routes too. It means that you're just kind of slowed down that much. Really like having 9 as the recorder or the raft spot. Syscrusher has this guaranteed white sword here, or white sword item, so we're going to get a check on that and probably peek into level 5 here.
And Toasty Muff again, sandwiched by those red dark nuts there, but pushes through nicely. And the old man has the Valentine.
Yes, the old man does.
And to everyone out there, please give these runners a follow. And we have our ones to give a little shout out to our tracker Antlers. Give him a follow.
Oh, definitely. Antlers hopped in here last minute and helped us out. We have level 5 and level 5. Whatever.
You know what to do, chat.
And it's got Wizrobes. This is going to be a theme. Good news for our runners is, at least right now, we've seen 2 dungeons with Wizrobes, and I believe just 1 with Dark Nuts. So right now we're leaning towards a Wizrobe free 9. We'll see how that stands at the end.
Seeing Wizrobes to the left and Dark Nuts to the right, I mean, you got 2 big comparisons. What would you rather take?
I'll take the red candle, because that means I don't have to buy one. As syscrusher grabs the red candle off the floor here in 5. Toasty's having a nightmare of a time in this Blue Lagoon. This is probably one of my least favorite type of rooms. Enemies and shooters and I just don't get along. And even with a red ring, this is a nasty room to have to deal with. But syscrusher's finding a ladder block. Let's see if that comes into play here.
And compass will help there for a little bit. And we have a Triforce right to the north. And a good pocket watch pick.
We have Lionels and Wizrobes in the same set. Oh, this is evil.
Who rolled this seed?
I plead the fifth.
Nice.
Yeah, so far the key problem is not necessarily hurting Toasty, but it could be directing him in different ways. I know a lot of runners will avoid key doors when they don't have the any key, or if they're low on keys, like we are here. This is probably going to take some different directions. Nice block clip by syscrusher. Never required here, so this means that whatever's back here will not be the recorder. But that was a really nice clip. Now, it is also possible that there's another way here, so the recorder could still be behind, but not directly behind that particular staircase. Ooh. We're getting our transport on here.
Well, you said about that ladder block earlier. I think that has been now taken care of.
Definitely. 6 is proving to be its standard, really large, annoying self tonight, as Toasty spent quite a bit of time in this 6. Almost pot committed now to where you have to dig both items out, and you're really, really hoping it's something good. And syscrusher playing a rousing game of Find the Bomb Hole here. Everyone's favorite game.
Did those red dark nuts look like they rolled a little high? And syscrusher getting his third try.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they did. This seed's not doing our runners any favors whatsoever. But syscrusher's making good work out of this nastiness here. Nice quick clear of 5.
With that ladder in hand, but she probably doesn't need the ladder, looks like we're going to head over and check out Vanilla 9, see what holds us there.
Did I miss it, or did syscrusher not pick up the white sword item?
Yeah, he picked up the Valentine heart.
Oh, it was a heart. Okay, I must have missed that then. I was wondering why he was screen scrolling away from that screen for a minute. Now, I do like what syscrusher's doing here. I like to go up to level 9's vanilla location early. It's out of the way for most runners, and if there's something good in here, it could be a long time before your opponent comes up here.
Yeah, I typically route in doing a 3-6-9 route, and Vanilla 9 leaned to level 3, so we got ourselves a nice little find here.
Yeah, we'll see after spending some time in 6, not really getting anything for their time. Toasty's back on the overworld. He's got a bomb pack and headed back in. We'll see if we get any new developments over here. This 6 is being very stingy tonight. Partially because it's chock full of high HP dark nuts, and 2, it's just level 6. It's just naturally stingy.
And a potential Goma block up here in 3.
That's always a good time. That's a wonderful shoot room. Mostly because it tells you there's bombs on the floor and you really don't have to deal with it. Other than that, that's a horrible thing to have to see. And oh, even the ropes are nasty tonight.
In an early Triforce in 3 there, Syscrusher is going to go around and dig it out a little bit more before coming back for that.
Yeah. Now we have another game of Find the Bomb Hole over here in 6. Oh, but that's a lot of luck.
And Toasty taking a up and A and going right back to the start, looking for greener pastures.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of rough here. You're at, nearly 30 minutes. You've got one Triforce, not a lot of information on the seed, and you've committed a lot of time to level 6. Kind of have to be thinking, my opponent is doing, either the same thing or doing something crazy, and I've got to get out of here at this point. And it very well may be that Recorder or something of value that would have helped Toasty get back in this at this point is hiding in 6. But it's just a lot of time committed there already.
It kind of would be fitting for the Silvers to be behind 6 right now, with it being blocked by dark nuts everywhere.
You're not wrong. But Toast's going to get their white sword. Very happy about that. We'll probably head into 2 to discover 9 if they haven't already, and then head up to 5 in the white sword at this point. Syscrusher has an item. Oh, well,
never mind.
Them. That's okay, I'm here. We won't ever find the bow.
First, the heart container and the arrow in the same room. That is an awesome 3.
I love that new feature. I know that's one of the newer things that Fred has put into the randomizer, to where the Triforce room or the floor drop can happen in the particular stair rooms.
And with that, Syscrusher does not have to go back up to Death Mountain whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the best feeling. Is I've finished this dungeon, it's way out of the way, and I don't have to go back. The only other time where I'm happy with that is if I've got the Recorder and the Triforce out of that dungeon. And I can come back in my own free will. But we're going to take a look at what's in level 4 finally after that early raft. Oh, it's level 4.
Is this even randomizer?
I mean, we're somewhat randomized. And that just means everyone's favorite dungeons, 7 and 8, are left on the board for us to dig out of.
Chances, 8 being at 8 and 7 being, well, at 7. It's a pretty good odds.
We get a map here in 4. Toasty's going to go ahead and buy the candle. I like this play at this point. That's kind of an annoying 4. Oh, yeah, that's an annoying 4, all right. Toasty's going to make the play to go to Vanilla 8 here. And I really like this play. You really haven't had a lot of progress yet. 2 beat you over the head a little bit with the Wizrobes. I think this is a great play at this point. Get the 100 secrets. Now you can shop and buy what you want and do what you want.
$127 large secret, not bad at all.
Oh, you'll take it. I mean, at this point in this flag set, no matter what your combat skill, you can always get a blue ring if you need it. You can find the red ring, but level 7's in level 8, and level 8's in level 7 tonight. That's interesting. Oh, that's a room. No thank you. Yeah, I think this is one of those times. Syscrusher may, with 6 bombs, decide to fight this room out with white sword and red ring. Lots of health. A lot of runners would just open that key door and say, okay, if this is my item, I'll come back when I have to. And not the wrong choice either way. He's got the health to do it.
And he's bringing them down just great, so you can't complain about that.
No, excellent job. And rewarded with nothing, though. That's the worst feeling. As Toasty finds the map in 7.
That's a bait block in 4.
Okay, this is delicious. I am now quite happy with this seed. I do. I enjoy a good bait block.
That might be the first substantial bait block I've seen all tournament. Personally, for me, that is.
Oh, and our first Patra sighting. Hello, Patra. Thankfully, this Patra gets to live, or unthankfully, depending on how you feel about Patra. Oh, Patra number 2. And syscrusher unable to find a bait shop at this moment. That's kind of interesting. Got 2 more shop locations to really check out here. We've got one right next to start, and then the Forgotten Spot shop. It's probably the closest other one for him. I'm going to try to fill up on bombs real quick, too. Nothing. Oh, he gets a bomb drop there.
And Patra there guarding the compass.
And also a unbombable room. So, yeah, Syscrusher finds the expensive bait, goes ahead and buys it. It's got the big secret. Really, there's nothing else Syscrusher needs to buy. Outside of bombs, maybe. We've got red ring. We've got arrows. We have bait now. We have a candle. Yeah, we're done making purchases.
Yeah, the spending spree is pretty much finished. Besides the bombs, so.
And they're pretty cheap, relatively. As Toasty's going to grab Triforce out of 7, and we'll see what we get.
Will he head back in there? Do you think, or you think he's going to try somewhere else?
Looking for bombs, maybe, and then go back in. I don't mind gambling, especially down a game here, fighting for your tournament life. I don't mind a gamble like this in some ways. You kind of have to play that gambler's mentality of, what is my opponent not going to do? How do I take advantage of it? Most people are not going to dig 6 early, if at all. You want to go mode 6 at all cost, and most people are not going to dig 7. They're going to try to Triforce and run. Though I'd kind of like to Triforce and run this 4. Sheesh.
I mean, when we compare 4s, this is probably one of the most gnarly ones that I've seen as well.
And it's got all of these troll little push blocks that make you want to clear them for nothing. So it's just going to get the news. The blue banana's hanging out on the coast. No one cares.
This 4 is also full of tea rooms too.
Yeah, a lot of runners, a lot of the newer runners will get tripped up by tea rooms and tripped up by some of these different things. The ladder clips that you're seeing here are never required. So if you run into a tea room, there's always a path around that room. You just have to you may have to poke it a bit harder than a block clip, but you can always get yourself around. And while the Triforce is not Goma blocked, that means 2 rooms are. And with that shutter door there, this will not be a staircase. So syscrusher's going to try to not get White Force in this room. We'll see. Because you pretty much... Oh, shot the candle too early. He's going to clip around this, though.
And that's a beautiful clip. Yeah, being a newer runner myself, one of the things I practiced the most was the ladder clipping. Because I know that usually helps out with shaving off a lot of time.
It can help. It can help. It can also lead you astray. Like I said, the logic's never going to require it, so you may take an oblong or an obscure path as we find the heart container in 4. So I don't believe we saw any other... Did we see a floor item yet?
Yeah, we got a heart in 4. So 4
it's a double heart 4. We're gonna grab the Triforce and get out of here. And yeah, we're reaching into the magical sword territory here, and well, syscrusher doesn't have a reason to return to level 1 though. In that area, cleared level 1 and cleared level 3. So there's really no reason to go up there. Maybe a quick recorder trip if deemed necessary, but with White Sword, Red Ring, Mags is probably going to get left on the table tonight. Though Toasty, I think, would really like Mags with all these dark nuts. That is a lot of dark nuts.
Either Mags or even a nice wand will help out.
Yeah, and there's a good clock there. Still no real progression here in 7. syscrusher's going to finally come back to this 6. Down to just 6, 7, and 8. We still need the recorder, which is somewhere. So it's time to dig this 6. And Toast's getting our max bombs of 18 tonight. And, well, here's a staircase. Is this our room of requirement? Swapped in, or... is our room of requirement in 7 tonight?
Nope, it's the other end of that transport. So we are still looking for items in 7.
Oh, now one thing there, Toasty, probably didn't realize is that the mugger can have a bomb wall behind it, but the bomb upgrades will never have a bomb wall behind them. because it's possible for you to not be able to get through the dungeon. So no need to waste that bomb there in the future.
Well, today I learned myself.
It kind of counts as one of the old man hint rooms.
Now this might hold some.
Yeah, we could. Here we go. We might have an answer here. No. So one of those leads over to our segment there. It is possible that both of our items in 7 are over in that segment. Not likely now that we found another staircase, but that would be something. I say that not knowing if Toast actually been over there, but here's our item, and
oh, we got a heart.
This seed has no sympathy for our runners tonight. Did you come here for items? Because we didn't.
More and more, I'm looking at Toasty Muffins over there, and I'm thinking you're right that segment 2 spots over there hold our item.
It's very possible at this point. We know where the Triforce is, so that's at least off the table. But yeah, we kind of have that little 2-block section over there, and it's kind of just screaming item now. So Syscrusher's making quick work of the 6. I don't believe we've really seen anything in here yet either. But a lot of dark nuts. So Seed just not willing to give up these last few items. Not at least without a fight. So here at the 42-minute mark, we'll give a quick game recap here. This is game 2, Syscrusher versus Toasty Muffins. Syscrusher took game 1. So winner gets Alsoa in the next round. Toasty is fighting for their tournament life here. We have 5 Triforces for Syscrusher. Had a little bit easier time getting the White Sword and clearing 2 out. Whereas Toasty decided to get out of 2 after getting bounced by a bunch of Wizrobes. The Seed's not been the kindest by any stretch of the imagination. As Toasty's decided to go dig 5 at this point. He's had enough of 6 and 7. Will be rewarded with ladder. Red candle's not so much a reward if you've already got a candle, but yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of bubbles yet, so I always like to have a better repeatable weapon for those things.
What do you think is going through Toasty Muffin's mind? And did I see a recorder over there on Syscrusher?
Possible. I didn't get a good look, but I do believe that we have a recorder. And I believe that is, it's got to be in 6 on the floor.
Yeah, it was in. It was actually in the staff house there. So let's see, we got Syscrusher with the silver arrows, the raft, the ladder, the flute, the candle, all the pieces except for the bow.
Ah, surprising. No one can find the bow. But yeah, so having all the transportation, though, the bow is probably an 8 at this point. Could be in 7. There's still that last item in 6. I wouldn't be surprised if Syscrusher found an early Triforce here in 6 if he doesn't head over to 7 or 8. Probably 8 at this point. mostly because it's got 3 item chances, which gives you just slightly better odds. Now, the best part about Syscrusher's moment right here is, oh my, that's a 6. What I was saying is, you're not looking for something in 9. There's nothing in 9 right now that will benefit you, at least as far as completing the seed. You're not digging for silvers, so she's got the ladder here in 5. So that's always a good feeling. You're not going into 9 going, I need silvers, and I have to dig 9. Because it's never a fun experience.
No, and that has got to be a relief on syscrusher's mind that he does not have to even worry about trying to find items in 9. He can just go for the pit.
And then we're going to get a Gleeok takedown here in 5. I love a good red ring Gleeok takedown. It's so much fun to be part of. There's the Triforce in that. Oh, that is an awful place for the Triforce. But Syscrusher's going to take it. Be interesting to see if he decides to dig the rest of the 6 out, or verse going to 8 or 7 even. Looks like he's going back in. And ooh, this tea room.
I mean, I don't know if I can say. Yeah, I agree with this play that Syscrusher's doing. You got 5 items out there in 7 and 8. Compared to this nasty 6 here, but then again, that's I'm sitting out the rest of the tournament. So,
so part of why you would do something like what Syscrusher's doing is he's already cleared a significant portion of this 6. He's probably got maybe 5-6 rooms left. So instead of bailing and going into a dungeon, which Syscrusher's not seen 7 or 8. Doesn't know what order they're in, doesn't know where they are exactly. He knows they're the 2 dungeons he's got left, so he knows where they're at. But 7 and 8 are both relatively large versus your 5 or 6 rooms here in 6. So you go ahead and finish this off at this point.
and Toasty Muffin clearing out the Wizrobes there with only a half the heart. Picks up his Rick Kane.
And here we go, another staircase. Oh, it's the Nanner. But, like I said, it's now 1 less item off the board. So for Syscrusher, he doesn't know it yet, but there's 3 items in 8, as far as we know. It could be the bow, and 1 item in 7. So at this point, as far as Syscrusher is concerned, it's 3 and 2. He's got, relatively decent odds. Also, name the tune.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Sounds like something from Mega Man.
It does. Mega Man 2, I believe. But my level 8's starting off with a little bit of evilness. Oh, hi, Manhandler. Syscrusher having a little bit of trouble getting this Manhandle to calm down and behave. Oh, but he gets the map out of the deal. Oh, boy.
So, chat, name that ink block.
I don't want to, and we've got Blue Lionels in here, which, what else that means we've got in here.
What else do we got there, Nora?
Oh, we got Blue Wizrobes hanging out in here as well, most likely. I do believe those were the enemy set that paired together.
Syscrusher with a nice little clip and a finish off on that Lionel there. So Nora, what do you think has gone through Toasty Muffin's head? I mean, you're almost an hour into the seed and you have almost no progression items whatsoever.
So there's a couple things. One, I believe the words "I hate Norastra" are being said repeatedly right now. I can hear my ears burning or feel them burning. The other thing you're thinking is, I'm hoping my opponent is having the same amount of just absolute garbage trouble that I'm having. And nothing against Toasty. Outstanding runner. Just this is not a fun seed. I can tell you right now. Wizrobes, Lionels, Darknuts in the Overworld, or in the Underworld, is probably the worst thing that can happen to you in Zelda 1 Randomizer. It's a Triforce out of 5, got the ladder, got rewarded with the red candle. Yeah, it's a feel-good moment there at this point. You kind of survived that evilness that was that 5, and now you have more. That's kind of how you have to look at it when you start getting beat up like this in a seed is, small victories. Can I get an item? Can I get a Triforce? Can I get some momentum? Weird things happen in these tournaments. You mismark something, you forget a bomb wall, and all of a sudden your opponent comes storming back into this.
Oh yeah, don't you ever give up till you see that dot done. I'm a personal victim of that. I had a commanding lead in my last game, and Magic Friends came back and beat me because the great equalizer. Anything can happen in this game, so I repeat, do not count Toasty Muffins out.
Now, it is a steep hill to climb at this point, but it is not insurmountable. Oh, well, there's the bow and 8, like we said.
And I believe that puts Syscrusher and Triforce and go.
Yep, no real reason. The only real thing Syscrusher could possibly want out of any of this is the wand. And even then, give me my Triforce and let me out of here. At this point, if you're Syscrusher, you've got to still assume, he cannot see what Toasty's doing. You have to assume your opponent's made the better play at this point. And you have to assume your opponent's possibly in 9 right now. Like, it took Syscrusher a long time to dig that recorder out. It hasn't been to 7 yet. Doesn't know the shenanigans that have gone on in that 7. So Syscrusher could get into his own head here of my opponent's in 9 and I'm rushing. We got a nice compass for the Triforce and 6 for Toasty. Gonna find the blue or the yellow boomerang now, and just no. At this point, it's little to no value, if anything. All right, so Syscrusher just had 7. This is routed very well for Syscrusher. He's gonna come out of 7 with that last Triforce, right next to 9. We'll see if he decides to grab a potion or not. Just depends on how he's feeling about what the enemy sets have done so far. We'll see where he's recording to. Oh, he's gonna get up an A. Yeah, not really a good recorder spot there for getting to level 7.
He does no, but he does these screen scraps perfectly, and he's gonna get there just as quick, if not maybe even quicker.
Alright, so let's see if syscrusher can work through this 7. If memory serves me right, the Triforce was really close to start, but it wasn't very obvious that it was close to start.
I actually honestly forget where the Triforce was in 7, so...
It was in the far left of the first big segment, kind of in the there's two oh, it's just to the left of this room is where it is. So unfortunately, without an early compass at this point, syscrusher is going to spend some time wondering. I don't remember where the compass was. I don't think it was easy to find. I believe it took Toasty just a little bit to find it.
Yeah, it was actually on the far right of the dungeon, actually on the same row as the Triforce. Now that I'm remembering.
Yeah, so it may be a little bit. Syscrusher may come up and just bomb that spot because, well, it's there. Or you may go left here and just check. Kind of surprised not to see that, actually. And it's 2 rooms, you can clear them pretty quick, and then proceed through the rest of the dungeon. As Toasty gets the map to 6, realizes the 6 is horrible, and is probably not too thrilled with the way the 6 looks and feels.
I see the Excite Bike helmet in 6.
I see just pain and suffering. That's there's no excitement in the 6. It's just pain.
It's just sad. Syscrusher clearing out these dark nuts with some ease and heading right back in the right direction, I believe.
Yeah, right in the right direction, but not necessarily going to pick up on those 2 rooms yet. Toasty's going to grab the Triforce out of 6. I wouldn't be surprised to see Toasty drop all the bombs and all the candles on the door to this 6 as he leaves. I know I would be doing that. I'm disgusted with the 6, and I just wanted to watch it. It is possible, and we may have missed the transport staircase here, but it's possible because the way the transports work, since 7 is segmented, there will be 2 sets of transport staircases. One will take you to that 2 block over there. The other one will take you to another section of the dungeon. I can't remember if that upper room was a troll staircase or not. I believe the staircase took you to the north of the dungeon, or maybe it was this room right here. But I don't think the transport took you to the Triforce.
No, it didn't. In fact, we kind of concluded that the 2 items are over there in the that segmented part because Toasty
Well, one
Muffin
of them.
did not find anything.
We've had a heart container here in 7. The other item, which remains at large, is probably over there.
Wizrobes, Lionels, oh my. Toasty Muffin is into that wicked 4 room, and he's going to come on into that bait block here just shortly. And
Syscrusher's still digging for the Triforce in here. Compass has got to be somewhere nearby. I know Toasty found it. What? Maybe this.
yeah, I believe it. It's 2 rooms south up here.
Oh, there's the other heart container.
Well, looks like we assumed wrong there, but hey, at least we know 7 has nothing now.
We kind of knew it didn't have much. The best it could have at this point would be the wand, and that's kind of what we're missing. We're missing the wand, the book, and probably 2 heart containers at this point. We've seen everything else. Yeah, Toasty's not going to be happy when he goes to this key door here in a second.
Toasty Muffin, with half a heart, is able to take out those last Wizrobes, and there it is. The bait blocking once again.
Again, a second outstanding fight in that room. Both of our runners just tore that Wizrobe room apart, followed by, just utter disappointment. And syscrusher's spending a lot of time looking for the Triforce in here. Toasty could definitely start to make a charge. 2 doesn't have a lot of rooms left. 3 is pretty small. There's the cheap bait. So, if I remember correctly, 8 was not that big of a deal. So Toasty very easily could get back into this with how much time syscrusher's having to take digging this Triforce out of 7. And not finding the compass.
I mean, syscrusher at this point has looked at every room except for the Triforce room.
Yeah, and missed the compass, potentially, unless it's in that room before the Triforce room. Which, wouldn't surprise me with the way this randomizer works sometimes. Still my personal favorite's always the compass after the Triforce.
Or the compass in the Zelda room that Zelda's in 9. That's always a good.
Oh, that's a classic too. Zelda guards the compass. Yep. Yeah, so syscrusher did a nice job of clearing that room. Wanting to save hearts just because, this seed is not a lot of fun to deal with as Toasty Muffin's dealing with a shut-in Wallmaster Lionel Wizrobe room. Like, ew.
I mean, this is probably the most combat-heavy seed I've witnessed all tournament. I mean, the seed itself, like the logic isn't there. The logic was very easy, but when it came to combat, it was everywhere you went, there was something.
Yeah, it's very much like that one evil Week 5 seed that was rolled one of the last qualifiers.
Race 39. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, very brutal combat seed. Even some of the best runners that we have in this field took an hour and a half to finish that thing. So definitely props to these two. And like we said earlier, give these two a follow. They're putting on an excellent show. Hopefully, you always want to root for Game 3. And you just want more.
Syscrusher's in the room with the compass.
Yeah, but you gotta kill Patra. All right, Toasty's on the right direction here for finishing off this 4. Now, you start to wonder here if nerves are getting to Syscrusher a bit. And as we've reached the hour and 6-minute mark, no dot duns from either of our opponent or either of our competitors here, and we're still missing Triforces. That's these seeds, while they are Toasty, no, he's out of keys. It finally comes back to haunt Toasty. Leaving 2 and not having any key finally comes back to bite Toasty.
It has been a key heavy seed for him so long, but it's finally caught up.
Oh,
Wow.
that is horrible. Toasty's gonna go ahead and take this potion.
I think I'm hitting the bottle after this too.
Yeah, this seed's not kind at all. Syscrusher gets the compass, is probably kicking himself a little bit for not checking these 2 rooms at the start. Or at least not giving him a glance.
Yeah, he tried bombing up first thing, and he just never tried bombing from the right side there in the next room.
So Toasty's making the right play back into 2. This 2 has a lot of Wizrobes, but went and got a potion. It's going to come back in here and get that any key out of here. Unfortunately, it may be a little too late now, as Syscrusher's going to pick up his Triforce in 7, and we're on our way to 9.
So 1 hour and 8 minutes, we finally have a full Triforce. Nora, what are we looking for? What are we actually hearing for in level 9?
We're looking for respite at this point. We want this thing over for these 2. This has been brutal. Yes, the timer does say 1 hour 10 minutes, but this has been just evil. And no, this race is not over. 9 has been deemed the great equalizer. It is a giant maze of find the bomb hole. And we haven't seen bunnies tonight. This will be fun. Lots of bunnies. But so we'll be looking for a shutter door that doesn't open when we clear the room. That'll be Zelda. I believe both of our runners are... Well, I'm not sure what Toasty's sprite will be, but yeah. And then after that, we'll be looking for a dark room, or we'll be listening for the sound of Ganon. But more than anything, we're going to be looking for rooms. Just clearing rooms as fast as possible. Trying to get as much ground coverage as possible.
Now, are you one of the ones that take all the transport staircase, or do you take those like as least amount of possible?
My game plan when I come into 9 is always this. If I have all the items I need to beat the seed, I'm staying on the ground until the seed forces me to take staircases. If I'm looking for something, I'm taking every staircase imaginable.
And here's our first staircase here, and
even more so if you've got the any key. If you've got any key and a bunch of bombs staying on the ground, a lot of runners will try to kind of space their rows out, so they'll try to go up a row, over 2, and then down a row, so you get as much clearance as you can on as many rooms. The seed will give you only so much, and we found Zelda, it appears.
so we have one half of the puzzle put together, and now we're just looking for the pit.
Yeah. I do believe that Toasty needs to go one room north of the Triforce here to get the any key. Hopefully he will do that. Otherwise, we'll have a very frustrated Muffin.
Yes, you're right. It's right above this room here. Syscrusher skipped the Triforce to get up there.
Doing a good job there of avoiding that said Y force as Syscrusher's lighting some geese on fire. And there's our any key. Toasty's probably not super happy about that now. But yeah, happy to have it, not happy that you're picking it up at an hour 12 when it was on the floor when you first walked into 2. And sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles on these randomizers. Sometimes you decide to bounce a dungeon early because it's, heavy combat, or you don't have the resources and your opponent just slips in with just an extra key is all it takes sometimes. But we're not through with this yet. As the Syscrusher is still looking for Ganon. We're up at the top now. We'll see if we can find some path to the pit. Now, one problematic thing we'll have here is these Digdoggers will mask the roar of Ganon. So it's audible, but very difficult to pick up. So it's very possible that we could be in a room away from Ganon right now and not know it because of Digdogger.
I also believe Gleox and Aqua Mantises will mask the roar as well.
Yeah, bosses in general. As level 4 is getting a little handsy with Toasty Muffin here. Yeah, still no indication of where Ganon is.
But as nasty as this seed has been, I have not seen really anything. No Lionels, no Wizrubs, no Dark Nuts in 9. This has been a very easy 9 so far.
Yeah, there won't be any. We're gonna have the bunny. We're gonna have the bunny Gorilla, or not Gorilla, the bunny Gibdo set.
So there is a silver lining to the combat here. You're going to finish off with a little bit of more easier time.
Well, I mean, you still have to find Ganon. And we'll see if Toasty gets Y-forced here as well. Oh!
And here's Ganon!
Surprise Ganon.
So syscrusher with the white sword is going to need 15 hits and...
Well, so it won't be 15 with the white sword. It will just be half. White sword does twice the damage of wood sword. Wood sword is forever and a day to kill Ganon. White sword's just 8 hits. But
I'm sorry, it's been a long day. But
excellent stun lock, though. And with that, though, syscrusher does know where Zelda is. It's going to make a beeline back to her. Probably not going to up an A, if I remember correctly, where she is. Unfortunately for Toasty Muffin, this seed kind of got the better of them with the combat, and that's going to pretty much wrap up their time in the tournament here. And there's the door that opens. And with that, we'll get our final time here for syscrusher at 1 hour, 16 minutes, 58 seconds. We'll be moving on to face Alsoa in the second round.
get your GGs in chat.
And with that, we have syscrusher here with us in the booth. GG syscrusher.
GG syscrusher.
That was a
Yeah, it started out great, and then I hit that 7. And I saw my tracker. There was one room I didn't see that I had cleared. It happened to be the Triforce.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. You went on quite the journey in that 7. Your opponent unfortunately dipped out a 2 before getting the any key or the Triforce because it was just Wizrobe blocked and just beat over the head by them.
Yeah, it was rough. I was lucky to get what I got.
And really, it didn't cause any problems until 4. About maybe 10 minutes ago. Got through the bait block in the awful Wizrobe room and discovered need a key and I'm out of keys.
Mm-hmm. So that was 5 that had the red candle. Yeah, I was glad I cleared that blue Wizrobe room and found the floor item under all that nasty Wizrobe stuff. So that was nice. And this probably saved me a lot of time, I bet.
Definitely. Yeah, this seed did no favors to either one of you. Wizrobes, Lionels, Darknuts, all in the underground. I guess the only nice thing was 9 had bunnies and Gibdos, which are relatively free at this point.
Mm-hmm. And 1 had red ring. That was huge, too.
Yeah, early red ring for both of you. Probably just... I bet we're still doing this if we don't have red ring early. If it's buried deep in 9, y'all are both cursing my name, and and we're still playing this game.
That was a fun seed. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it started out great, and then I just hit that wall there. I don't know where exactly I hit the wall. Maybe it was 7 or 8. I didn't clear a whole bunch of 8, but
5 took quite a bit of time. It was just slow. It wasn't like a slow routing seed. It was a very slow combat seed. Every room, as we see Toasty dip into this 8 blue Wizrobe nightmare into an 8 red Lionel nightmare into whatever this next room has in it. Oh, look, the bow and more Lionel.
Yeah.
Like, Like every room was a thing to deal with.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that white sword too, and yeah, because there were so many dark nuts. Man, I don't know how many times I killed dark nuts in 7, but
A lot. There were everywhere. It was, yeah. What really cost Toasties, after leaving 2, came back to 6 and spent maybe a good 20 minutes in 6. It was an extremely long time in 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easily 20 minutes.
And then immediately proceeded to follow that up with digging 7.
yeah, I full cleared 6, I believe, because I only had like 5 rooms left after I'd found the Triforce. So
Yeah, that's kind of what we discussed as far as your reasoning on that. And it makes perfectly good sense. You got 5 rooms left. You know nothing about 7. You know nothing about 8, except for they're both big. And the combat you've seen in the Seed has been stupid.
hmm
Toast is still digging at 8. We've got. Missing silvers. Oh, Toasty did not get the silvers out of 3 yet. Has not visited 3, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so.
yeah, I actually remembered to route that one in after 5 this time.
Yeah, Toasty's never been up on Death Mountain yet.
So we're gonna get a full clear of this 8, most likely. So Syscrusher, you get your buddy Alsoa.
Yeah, that should be a challenge. He's pretty good.
You're both good. You were one of the only people to give Saver a run for their money in the last tournament. I'm still not thrilled with that.
Is that the one that you had the really long?
No, that's
Really
the one
long
where you
team?
dump Saver in the first round of Swiss, and I
Oh,
got
that
him.
one. Oh, right, that's right.
There's the Triforce at 8 for Toast. He's going to bypass that for now, looking for other options.
Did he end? He wound up winning that tournament, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he
believe
didn't
so.
lose to anyone else. I tried to soften him up for everybody, but it didn't work.
No, you just made him mad.
Yep.
But yeah, and if I remember correctly, if you get past Alsoa, you get the winner of Redbird and possibly Boogie or myself?
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier.
No, definitely. I know at least 4 or 5 of these brackets are just loaded with names and talent. Yeah, and kind of while we're wrapping up here, I'm going to kind of go through the schedule for tomorrow. This was our last race for tonight. There may be some residual finishes. Everything I've seen looks like it's gone fine. But let me click the right button here.
So while Nora's there looking up for the next races coming up tomorrow, what was your thinking in your routing there? So,
Oh, there's the book in 8, by the way.
I try to do a vanilla 3, then I go to vanilla 1, and then I kind of route towards the Armos item. And then, I kind of see what items I get to. It depends on what items I get. I'll wrap around if I get the ladder after vanilla 6. If I have a candle, I try to get a candle by the time I get over to the forest, but it doesn't always work.
You both chose to leave level 4 alone for a while with that early raft in 2, as Toasty does get their Triforce here in 8. A lot of runners would cash that in. What led you to not do that?
The only reason I did that, because there was the Armos item I knew was in the forest, and I didn't want to wait too long to get up there. I hadn't seen any of the 3, forget the ladder, the Armos, or the white sword, so I just wanted to kind of route it that way.
Makes sense. Toasty's going to make the play back into 8? No, I'm
And
not
it
sure
turns
where we're at.
out, and the white sword was the Armos, so I think it was okay to do that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it didn't hurt you in your routing decisions.
Right.
You got upgraded.
Yeah, and 4 it's pretty close to start too, so.
And I know a lot of runners, including myself, will just cash that in so that hopefully my opponent didn't find that and I get some early advantage.
Yeah,
But it
that's
worked out well for you. And I was always, every runner is relieved to see silvers in any dungeon but 9. Correct?
Oh yeah, especially Shapes 9.
Oh yeah, that's the absolute worst. So like I said, this does kind of end our day for the Z1R tournament. Tomorrow we've got quite a showing. We've got a lot of game 2s. We actually have a lot of potential elimination matches tomorrow. We've got NY Rambler versus Gary and Old Wolf in game 2. That's going to be at 9:30 Eastern. We've got Adirondack Rick and Boletta that you saw just here before we did this match. That was a fantastic game. That'll be at 10 p.m. tomorrow. We've got Fry Teeth versus the Alan Heffley. That's a game 1. That'll be tomorrow at 10 o'clock as well. Game 3, if you have not seen game 1 and game 2 of the Boogie Smalls versus myself, Norestra, those two were less than 20 seconds apart going into 9. Game 3 for that is going to be 10:30 tomorrow. That's going to be an interesting finish to that series for sure. And then closing out the night will be King Doll and Almighty Bobino. That's game 2 as well. I'm actually not sure who's up in any of these game 3s except for the one that was on Speed Gaming tonight. But lots of great races. Again, if you enjoy Zelda 1 Randomizer, join the Discord. Come hang out with us. We're pretty good people. We have the Battle Royales. We have all sorts of other crazy stuff.
And again, give these runners a follow. I mean, they put on a great show, and you'll just, you know that you will love just watching them more and more.
And we learn from each other. That's the thing, watching someone like syscrusher, watching someone like Toasty, coming in here and doing commentary, working, the back end as we find the map in this 3, which Toasty will here eventually find the silvers and we'll be on our way. It's always a group learning thing. Opponents will help you. They'll sit down and say, "Hey, this is what you're doing wrong." We're a very open community to build runners up. So, I guess any final thoughts for us, syscrusher? We'll let you get out of here and go on with your evening. I know it's late.
Oh, I'm a late guy, so I'm out for a while. But thanks for doing the restream. It's pretty short notice. I just scheduled this today, so commentary, all that tracking, much appreciated.
No, it's our pleasure. It's great to be able to put these races on and get to witness. It's an amazing game. Zelda 1 in its own right is amazing. With the randomizer, it's even better. Toasty's got the silvers now. We'll get the Triforce out of 3, and we'll be back in 9 with Toasty in just a moment. But yeah, thank you, syscrusher, for helping us get this on air, and we love doing this.
Me too.
Yes, thank you, syscrusher, and again, good game, GG, and good luck with your next match, your next opponent coming up.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll stay right here with Toasty Muffin for now. We'll make sure there's nothing else that's supposed to be scheduled for Speed Gaming 2 tonight. If that's the case, we will step out of the way. But other than that, we will continue.
Yes, we are having some trouble with Toasty Muffin's audio, so unfortunately, we will not be able to hear the pig. So at 1 hour and 30 minutes, Toasty Muffin gets into 9. And Toasty Muffin, using the bow on the Gyptos, easily clears them out.
So this night, as far as I can tell, is a fairly linear route to Ganon and Zelda. There wasn't a lot of options that you could take.
Yeah, do you know what's going on with Toasty Muffin's audio? I know when I've been tracking, there's been several times where I can only use the one runner's audio.
So for runners using their own custom music list or anything, we can't really replay it, so could be anything like that. But we'll keep you entertained here. We'll get this race wrapped up, and we'll talk to Toasty about the unfortunateness that was the combat in this.
It will be interesting to see what who Toasty is actually saving with his old man sprite there. If it's the old woman or some other custom sprite.
I believe we're pretty close to where Ganon was. Remember syscrusher killing the Stig Dogger, and then pretty quick after that finding Ganon.
Yeah, it was a very surprised Ganon.
And Toasty right here doing a great job of killing one of the Roombas, as I've heard them called now, and running out of the. And gets the compass, finds immediately where Zelda is, and that'll help route in some way. Toasty might just be confirming a route to Zelda here before going off through that staircase.
So yeah, we have a second route to Zelda confirmed.
Yeah, getting a little bit of a break here with the combat. It's now bunnies, which die to silver arrows and just a flick of the wrist, versus the plethora of Wizrobes that we've had all night.
Yeah, back when you were, we was talking to syscrusher about the community. As being a new member myself, I literally picked up Zelda 1 randomizer right before the tournament, and this community has been just awesome. So please, if you enjoy watching us, jump in. Anybody, everybody will help you. It is awesome.
Oh, and Dodongo's eating the bombs. We get lucky with the second placement there.
And you're rewarded with no more bombs. Look at that.
We're kind of getting that general direction where Ganon was. He was on the other, complete other side of the dungeon, but we'll get through a couple staircases here in a I say that, but 9 can be a confusing place. Let me see. She touched checking the map frequently here.
9 definitely holds up to the equalizer.
Yeah, one of the biggest things a newer runner can do is track your 9. Pencil, paper, dry erase board, doesn't matter. Make sure you're tracking it. I don't necessarily track it as detailed as some runners. I like to simply, mark down. I know this room is, nothing, or I know this room is, like, I hear something, or I know where Zelda is. Or staircases. I don't like to go full. I know there's a bomb pack on the floor in here. I don't care. Well, I might care a little bit more than I did recently, but yeah. I'm not necessarily going hog wild on tracking every room in detail. But a general map of 9 gives you a big advantage when you're having to do this kind of parsing out of the dungeon. Oh, there's our mugger room finally. And Toasty decides to pay a bomb? This just didn't care at this point. You have 14. Any key's free, though.
Well, he has 18 bombs that he's carrying,
yeah.
So either or. At this point.
Yeah, I mean it
he's
really
got
doesn't
max
matter.
Toasty Muffin might have every bomb hole available already bombed in 9 before he finds Ganon here. I mean, he's just going in, bombing every room he can see, and somehow he's awarded with even more bombs.
Yeah, a lot of runners will play with the SRL window closed, so they can't see their opponent's time. They can't see their opponent's done. You keep racing until you're done. But yeah, this is one of those you got to find it. There's only one way to find it, and when you find it, you're not happy about it. Oh, is this the staircase? I think we're in the right area now. It happened so quick that I was just surprised Ganon.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about Patra and all the, masking Roar Ganon, and then boom, there was Ganon.
Yeah, I think if he goes north in that next room, he'll be on the right path. There's Ganon. Yep. White sword, no potion. Red ring. So he's gonna take 1 heart of damage every time Ganon hits him. Half a heart every time a fireball hits him. But just 8 swings of the sword gets us out of here. And that's right. Fireballs are quarter heart here. At this point, takes a Hyrule driver. It's got just a couple more hits. He's gonna have to be very careful.
And we get the stun lock on him.
No, Ganon's just not gonna cooperate.
Oh, and he takes a death.
Now, do you remember the way to San Jose? Because, good grief. It's just going to be looking for anything that'll drop a heart container here. Try to get as many hearts as possible on his way to finish Ganon off this time. Yeah, chat pointing out, Toasty's gonna have to be careful. You do have to have 1 silver arrow to finish this. And he's down to 14, so he's spinning them quick.
And it's not hard to forget once you start using them, it's not hard to forget to keep one.
Gets a little bit of replenishment on the way to Ganon. He's gonna have a little bit more health this time if he doesn't get to Dongoed. Should have a better shot here. We'll see if round 2 goes back.
It's looking for 8 more hits on the white swords. Can we get a stun lock? No, we can't.
Gotta be careful. Another Hyrule driver takes us out of there.
I think another fireball too at this point.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. Oh, and oh. I know this feeling all too well, and hopefully Toasty, when he goes back and watches this, there's no shame in dipping out a 9. Go get a potion, come back, Go get a health refill. You've got red ring. You know the path. Save yourself some heartache and some frustration on fighting Ganon. Yeah, a lot of runners will take that death. They'll be really confident about their Ganon fight, and he'll spawn awkwardly, and just absolutely run them over. And sometimes just taking that moment, get the potion, kind of reset yourself, and come back in.
And it just gives you a chance to step back and take a breather and approach it, you know, with a little bit more of a calm, collective mind instead of rushing back in there.
Definitely. This seed has been just a killer for combat, non-stop.
Oh, definitely. Again, it's probably the worst seed when it comes to combat I've ever seen. I mean, as come to logic, it wasn't bad at all, but combat, just everywhere you turned, there was no sanctuary whatsoever.
No, definitely. I've played worse, but that's because I play silly flags like +4 HP. I won't play that max HP stuff, but yeah, this is up there. And Toasty's, you can see it in his fight here on take 3. Just against the stun lock though.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he lost it.
Oh, and gets sniped again. Yeah, that was this really good stun lock for as wild as that fight started. I'd really like to see him step out here and get a potion. Step out, get a health refill. Yes, the location's not great. You've got the raft potion. Not a great location to go get, but not horrible.
It's a freebie.
Yeah, and just take that moment, take a breath. You know, if you've seen the SRL window, you already know your fate. So, you know, go get the potion and finish it out strong, or at least farm up some more. You know, kill these bunnies, force a fairy if you can, on the 16 global. That's an option for you. Just look for a way to come in with the resources that you need to take this pig out. No, I know it's easy to say that sitting up here in the booth. I experienced it last night racing it. I could have saved myself in many ways doing that. But yeah, so it's always easier to sit here and say that and not know what's going through their mind right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you still can't fault him either way. But he's going in there with one more extra heart, and
If the Dongo will stop playing defense, he will be. Four.
oh, he looked like he got the stun lock as he took another hit.
Yeah, the Ganon stun lock is very precise. I am not the one to talk to. There's some great tutorials. I know Redbird Grad's got one out that's been floating in the Discord on how to really set the stun lock up and get it every time. And even then, you have issues with them not spawning correctly when you're in different rooms. If he spawns because of the way the room shape is, there's always little caveats that make it. But it's a really good tutorial if you want to get your Ganon fighting up. I know I need it.
Oh yeah, it is definitely a great tutorial. I studied it quite a bit. He also has a like a training ROM that you can do where you just fight Ganon over and over again in different rooms. I mean, it's a very nice little
Yeah, there's plenty
combat
of
training.
yeah, there's plenty of resources. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know how many times I've accidentally done that. Push the block in as you run through, just in a hurry or you're frustrated. That's just rude. But yeah, there's plenty of resources if you want to learn. Even the vanilla speedrun tools. We've got a tool that's called the buffet that has all sorts of different room setups and everything, so you can make it so that you can't kill the Wizrobes and just practice dancing with Wizrobes. And we're going to take round 5 here. I'm going to take a little different approach this time. It seems we're going to fight them on the right side, look for towards the middle. And yeah, that's another Hyrule driver.
So may I ask where the name Hyrule Driver came from? Because I've heard it many times, but I don't know the origins of it. Could you maybe explain?
I'm assuming it's a wrestling term in this case. Yep. Pile driver with Ganon.
Oh, that makes sense. Don't know. Didn't think not to connect the dots there before.
This is we'll be going on attempt 6 here, I believe. It's 5th or 6th. Would really like to see Toasty step out. I know it's one of those things where you're hell bent on killing Ganon. You don't care. I've got 3 hearts. I'm just gonna do it. I know where he is. I know what I'm doing. But at this point, would really like to see him step out. Maybe get a couple of rupees, pick up a secret, get your arrow count back up, pick up a potion that's free on the coast. Force a fairy. It's a viable option here. And we got a stun lock this time. Yeah. Oh, we got out though. I think we need just 1 or 2 more hits. That was a pretty good stun lock.
I think 1 more. And
There we go. We got him.
Bacon. We've got bacon. Toasty Muffin downing the pig and on his way to save the old woman.
Definitely always encourage our runners to finish these. Doesn't matter how far behind you are. Finish your seed out. Get the practice. It only helps you. You feel just beaten down and destroyed by a seed, but at the same time, finish it off with a nice sweet piece of bacon and call it a night. It's the best thing you can do. We just got a couple more rooms. Got to dodge these Dodongos. There's the shutter door.
And all right, chat, you know what to do. Get those GGs out.
There we go. And the final time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, 48 seconds for Toasty. We'll see if we can get Toasty in here. May choose to pass, may not. We'll find out, and then we'll get this wrapped up. All right, so Toasty is going to decline the interview. Completely understandable at this point. So that's going to do it for us. Russian, any final thoughts from you on our seed or the tournament or anything for you?
This is definitely the seed to top off this marathon of a day. I mean, race 10 of 10, and you couldn't ask for a perfect seed to end it. It kind of signified, what was going throughout the day and all that. So, and as for the tournament, I see good things ahead. I see, there are good matches coming up, and I get more excited as every day passes.
Definitely. Like I said, we've got a lot of great matches tomorrow. More being scheduled every day as we continue on. We'll be closing out some of these week 1 matches. We've got week 2 matches, so we got round of 128 and round of 64 going on through the next couple of weeks, followed up by just this tournament just continuing to get down to the very top runners of the Z1R tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, follow all of the speed gaming channels. I believe they're up to 6 now. Plus, we've been putting Z1R in different languages if you like German, French. We've got various different languages that speed gaming broadcasts as well. Also, our friends over at Randomania, they are holding these tournament races as well. We've got Randomania 1 through 4.
I also believe that it will drop on YouTube coming up here shortly.
Yeah, these are all uploaded to YouTube for the most part. So if you miss anything, you can always go to the Randomania or Speed Gaming YouTube and catch up on the action that you've missed. But so that's going to do it for us tonight. We want to thank Antlers for hopping in here and tracking everything for us. I want to thank my partner Russian Bishop for hopping in here in his feet wet in commentary and doing just an outstanding job talking about these two fantastic runners. And really, we have to thank syscrusher and Toasty for putting on this outstanding show tonight and giving us a good race. So with that, we're going to wrap up for the night. So thank you very much for watching. Tune in tomorrow for more Zelda 1 Randomizer. I've been Norasher, and have a good evening.
And I'm Russian Bishop, and good fight, good night.